Picture this, a world where the government watches your every move, where freedom is but a distant memory. That's the chilling vision George Orwell painted in his book 1984. It's a world where Big Brother controls everything. Scary, right? But is the UK actually heading down that path? Are we slowly sleepwalking into an Orwellian nightmare? It's a question worth asking, because the answer might be more unsettling than you think. Let's be clear, we're not talking flying cars and telescreens yet. But there are some worrying trends emerging, things that might make even Winston Smith, the protagonist of 1984, break a sweat. So buckle up, folks, it's time to take a hard look at the state of freedom in the UK and see if Big Brother is lurking just around the corner. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the CCTV camera on the street corner. The UK has a lot of them, more per capita than almost anywhere else in the world. Now, some people say they're there for our safety, to deter crime and catch the bad guys. But with so many eyes watching, it's hard not to feel a little observed. And it's not just cameras. Remember that time you searched for something a little embarrassing online? Yeah, the government might have a record of that. The Investigatory Powers Act, dubbed the Snoopers Charter by critics, gives authorities broad powers to monitor our online activities. They say it's to combat terrorism, but where do we draw the line? So the government has powerful tools at its disposal, but are they actually using them to erode our freedoms? That's the million-dollar question. Some would argue that recent laws have chipped away at our right to privacy, that the balance between security and liberty has tipped too far in one direction. They point to the shrinking space for dissent and protest as evidence. On the other hand, the government maintains that these measures are necessary in a world facing complex threats. They argue that our freedoms are not being eroded, but rather adapted to the realities of the 21st century. It's a debate that rages on with no easy answers. So, is the UK a full-blown Orwellian state? Not quite, we're not living in a totalitarian dystopia yet, but are there reasons to be concerned? Absolutely. The tools of surveillance are becoming increasingly sophisticated, and the line between security and freedom is becoming increasingly blurred. The real danger lies in complacency, in accepting the erosion of our freedoms in the name of security. We must remain vigilant, hold our leaders accountable, and never stop questioning the status quo, because, as Orwell himself warned us, freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows.